For the first time since 2017, and for just the fifth time this century, Arkansas Tech University has earned the privilege of playing postseason football. It'll be the Wonder Boys against West Texas A&M in the 2025 Heritage Bowl, presented by Riot on Saturday, December 6th in Corsicana, Texas. And here to tell us all about it is Roy Thompson, the head football coach at Arkansas Tech University. But, Coach, before we talk about the bowl game itself, I want to talk a little bit about the journey it took to get there. I want you to take us back to leaving El Dorado, Arkansas, after that game against Southern Arkansas back on October 18th. At that moment, after you've been a little bit humbled in a couple of games, a lot of teams around the country at that moment maybe check it in and just say it's just not for us this season, but that's not the choice the Wonder Boys made. Tell me about the process that this team went through to then bounce back and put together the 3-game winning streak that made this bowl game appearance possible.
Yeah, I would say it says a lot about our kids and our coaches. The motto of the program, again, is go to work, and that's exactly what we did. We break the season down into 3 seasons, and we try to focus on one game at a time, and that's really what we went back to. We're like, let's have one good practice. We did that, and we kept putting together good days, and the kids worked really hard, and the coaches prepared really well, and we were able to go on that 3-game streak for sure.
Beyond the opportunity to just go and compete together as a group one more time with this team, what are some of the other benefits for the program of accepting this bowl invitation?
Absolutely. I think it's huge for our young guys. I mean, a lot of people put the pads up, yesterday. And so for us, it's an opportunity to continue to practice, give those guys an opportunity to develop. We're a pretty young football team, and we got a lot of guys coming back. And so every snap, every rep that those guys can get between now and that bowl game are going to be huge, not just for this season, but probably even going forward for our program. And then, in other ways, too, it's going to help recruiting-wise. The chance to get to 8 wins is a big deal. And so we're excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, if the Wonder Boys can get there, it would be just the 7th time since 1971 that Arkansas Tech has won 8 or more games in a season. It's also a chance to test yourself outside the Great American Conference. That's not something we get very often these days because play an 11-game conference schedule, so really no non-conference games during the regular season. Tell us a bit about your perspective on that chance to test yourself against somebody outside the GAC.
Absolutely. In the league, we kind of know each other. We beat each other up every year. And so anytime you can go in the postseason, it's a big deal to try to go play somebody else from another conference and see how our conference stacks up. So we hope to represent not just Arkansas Tech, but the Great American Conference in this game and show that our league is as good as any other league when it comes to national competition.
The opponent for this bowl game will be West Texas A&M. The Buffaloes are also 7-4 on the season. I'm not sure what you and Coach Espy did wrong, but y'all go from having to get ready to prepare for the number 1 rushing defense in the country, and now you've got to go up against the number 1 passing offense in the country with West Texas A&M. What are your initial thoughts on the Buffaloes in this bowl game matchup?
Coach Lynn, man, he's a great coach, and he's been around a while. And he kind of flipped the script. For a long time he was an option guy. Now he's gone air raid and chunking the ball all around the field, and so we're excited for the opportunity to go play those guys. It's always fun when you can go against those spread teams and see if you can slow those guys down. And so I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Coach Espy's got his work cut out for him, but I think our kids are resilient, and I think they're looking forward to the challenge.
One thing I failed to ask you about on our pregame radio visit before the Harding game that I should have, and I'm glad I'm getting this second chance now to ask you about it, your seniors, the guys that came back and bought into this program when you arrived here in December of last year, and just the degree to which they've bought into what you and your coaches have been able to share with them over these past several months. What has the leadership of those seniors meant to you and to this team?
Man, I can't thank those seniors enough. They're a great group of guys, sitting down with them all for the first time in that first team meeting. You can see those guys' hunger and desire to win at a high level. And we threw a lot at those guys in off-season workouts and conditioning and trying to set a high standard. And the one thing I can say about those guys is they've never backed down. When we raise the bar, they rise to the occasion each and every time. And those guys, man, they're special. They're a special group of guys. They worked extremely hard, and they did a really good job of really leading this football team because of their belief in this coaching staff, the other guys that we brought in throughout this time belief. And so I can remember when we sat down to do the first podcast, we talked about like trying to join together 2 rosters, right? The guys we kept from the spring and the guys that were newcomers coming in. And those guys did a really good job of accepting all those new guys and taking on a leadership role and showing them what go to work means. They believed in it, and the results were shown on the field.
I think it's appropriate that this bowl game is going to fall just 5 days short of the 1-year anniversary of you being named the head football coach at Arkansas Tech. We've made almost 1 complete trip around the sun. What has Roy Thompson learned about being a head football coach during his first season here at Arkansas Tech?
It's a lot harder than being a defensive coordinator. Man, it's an awesome job. It's a great opportunity to lead not just young people, but the coaches and everything that it pertains to as far as running an organization. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging, but it's been fun. And I'm embracing the opportunity to do it, and looking forward to really getting to go out one more time with those guys and play another game.
It will be a busy couple of weeks here for the Arkansas Tech football program because not only getting ready for the bowl game, but also we're now right in the heart of recruiting season. What is kind of the message and what are kind of some of the needs that you're emphasizing as you go out on that recruiting trail and look to build the 2026 Wonder Boys roster?
Yeah, absolutely, man. The coaches are already on the road today, so we already had it planned out to be on the road really in the state of Arkansas and the surrounding states, going to see some targeted kids that we really wanted to see. And so I think this bowl game is a big deal for us, and we're always looking for the most talented player we can find. So people always ask, like, what are your needs? We need ballers. We need them at every position. And so we're looking, man, and the thing that I probably would tell recruits is, Arkansas Tech is a program on the rise. We came in here with goals, and one of those goals was to make a postseason and have the first winning season since 2017, and we were able to do that. And so our next goal is to win and compete for conference championship in the Great American Conference, right? And to be the premier Division II school in the state of Arkansas. And so if you're a young man in the state of Arkansas or surrounding states and you want to be a part of that vision, man, reach one of my coaches, follow us on social media. Let's make a connection, because I do believe great things are ahead for Arkansas Tech football.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great season, 7-4 so far with one game yet to play. Thank you for everything you've brought to our football program this year, both in terms of the success on the field, but even more so the positive influence that you and your staff have been on the young men in our program. And best of luck in the bowl game.
Thank you.
That is Roy Thompson, the head football coach at Arkansas Tech University. A reminder, it is the Heritage Bowl powered by Riot coming up on Saturday, December 6th. Arkansas Tech against West Texas A&M in Corsicana, Texas. Kickoff is set for noon. That means we'll have pregame coverage on the EAB Sports Network, including KCJC 102.3 FM, the River Country KCJC website, and the EAB Media Group app at 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, December 6th. Until then, so long, everybody.